friends, I hope you're all doing well. I'm at Widemouth Beach, or Widemouth Bay, which is in the north of Cornwall, and look at these amazing rocks, aren't they incredible? This beach has loads of great opportunities for rock patterns, but why do you want to take pictures of rocks? Well, I've been taking them since the 1980s. So when I first saw Edward Weston and Paul Strand, two classic black and white photographers, when I saw their pictures of rocks, I thought, wow, they are beautiful. And I hadn't realised you could see beauty in rocks before. So I started taking my own, but although I printed my own in black and white originally, I soon decided that I preferred colour, because some of the colours, like you can see here, are pretty amazing. So I started taking pictures of them, and my friends would just take the mickey out of me saying, oh, here's Tony, he takes pictures of rocks. And what are you taking pictures of rocks for? They didn't see the point. And although they could see the beauty in it, they thought it was a fairly pointless exercise. But I've been taking them all my life, so, 40 odd years now. And I had the last laugh anyway, because a couple of years ago an agent got in touch with me and said that they wanted to use my rock pictures, and they were going to submit them to hotels as part of their portfolio. And so I sold several £1,000s worth of rock images over the period of 2 years. So I proved my friends wrong, and there is money in it. So I was very pleased about that, as you can imagine. So I wandered around for about an hour, getting soaked, but now the rain stopped luckily, and I found a composition which is right back at where I first started on the beach, which you have to laugh, don't you? So I'll show you what I got through my viewfinder. So I think this is a good bit of advice, because I have to keep doing it to myself and telling myself this is what you've got to do. When you come to a place, get your camera out, start framing things up, because once you start seeing things through that rectangle, it really makes things more clear, and you're framing them into a piece of artwork then, really, aren't you? So I got my camera out, wandered around, handheld, and just found a composition. Eventually put my tripod in the right place, which is here. So it doesn't look much, but as I said, I'll show you through my viewfinder. So you can see that it's a pretty nice composition. The stream adds something, the little rocks in the right hand corner add something. There's only one thing I don't like, and that is the foamy bit the foamy bit down there. So I'm gonna get rid of that before I take my final shots. Right, got rid of the foam. So I'm ready to shoot now, and I've set my camera to automatic focus stacking mode, so it will take however many shots it needs out of 21, which is what I've set it to get the image front to back sharp. So I focused on the closest thing, which is this sand here, and then the camera will do the rest and focus all the way through the scene. Now obviously, if you haven't got autofocus stacking on your camera, then you can just do this manually. So focus on the closest point in the frame, then focus on the next point in, and keep going through the frame until you're fairly confident you've got it all sharp. It's a technique well worth doing, especially for intimate landscapes like this. So my camera took 9 images out of the 21 that I'd set it to. because it only takes as many as it needs. So I'll put that picture up on the screen for you, see what you think. I just found a similar kind of composition, so it's pebbles in the foreground with this lovely rock pattern at the back, and I think it's important to get the rocks at a slant. So I'll show you what I mean. So I think that's a bit too flat, and yeah, I think I prefer it with a bit more slant on the rocks, which is actually roughly level anyway. So something like that I think is going to work. So this automatic focus stacking feature is just taken about 15 images, I think. So I can't see that all of those will be necessary. So I'll just delete the ones that I don't need. I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. So we'll see how that image looks. Rock images can often look better when they're wet. So I've been here expecting a lot of rain. Of course, it's also quite dry as well at the moment. So although these rocks were probably wet an hour ago, they're quite dry now. So I'm going to kick up some water onto them and see if it makes for a better image. Yeah, I think that's definitely better. Yeah. I'm not really into single-use plastics, but I think the next time I find a used small water bottle, I'll carry it around with me, empty of course, so I can come to a place and then pour water onto something. Yeah. I did bring a large plastic bag with this kind of thing in mind, but luckily there's enough water here close to the rocks to make it unnecessary, because I think that would have been a messy job carrying water from over there or something and bringing it here. So after what I just said about not using that carrier bag to wet the rock, I think I'm going to have to use it here. So I'll do a before and after picture of this, because this rock's pretty beautiful. It's got reds, greens, yellows, greys, and some limpets at the top, which will add a focal point. So I'll take a before and after picture to show you what I mean by having wet rocks. What do you think? It certainly looked better through the viewfinder with the wet rock. So please let me know in the comments what you think of these images. I'd like to know your thoughts, because I like them, but I can imagine a lot of people don't. Right, tide's coming in, time to move on. I might go further down the beach and have a look. If there's anything good, I'll let you know. Otherwise, maybe another location. So I've moved on to Milik, which is just down the coast from Widemouth Bay in Bude. And this rock formation is just amazing. It's just so zigzagged. So I'll show you what I got through my viewfinder. It's just brilliantly jagged rock. Fantastic. Look at that. It's amazing. It's not an easy photograph to make because you can't really get a sense of scale. So I've taken a shot, I'll show you that one, but I've also done one with me in it on a self-timer. So I've done a self-portrait of me just to give you an idea of the scale of this rock here at Milik. And I'd recommend watching this video next.